Dust those ends off your shoulder. Thank you. Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Hey, welcome back to the JT Show, episode 151. Who would have thunk it?
151.
150 was just premiered on Thursday this week. So we're still going. 200's the goal now, and then we'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
Whose birthday did you write down today?
I wrote down the GOAT. The one and only literal GOAT, Danny DeVito.
He's also a Penguin.
He is also a Penguin.
That was mine. I didn't care if I knew that was going to be...
Oh, no. Sometimes we got to match up. Sometimes we got it. It's the literal GOAT, Danny DeVito. He was born in Neptune Township,
New
which
Jersey.
is where Chris's mom is from.
Hilarious. He looks like he would be where Chris's mom is
Same
from.
town.
Yeah. 79. Danny DeVito is 79 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is mad wild.
He's only a little bit older than Samuel Jackson.
He's like 4 years younger than my grandma.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
I mean, Samuel Jackson is like 10 years younger than your grandma.
I still think I could hang out with Danny DeVito, and I hope he'd be my friend, even though there's like a 39 years age gap.
Even though he could literally
49.
be your grandpa.
If he wants to play that role, I'll let him. If Danny DeVito, if you ever want to be my grandpa, dude.
I'd probably be the best grandpa. Can you think of a better grandpa than Danny DeVito? Like, if you had to pick a famous guy to be your grandpa?
Oh, I have in my head as comedians for some reason.
Morgan Freeman.
Hey, he'd be a good grandpa.
Grandpa, will you tell me a story?
I feel like he'd be too stern, though. He seems like a strict grandpa. Danny DeVito seems like a fun one.
He starts narrating Shawshank Redemption.
Crazy grandpa.
Yeah, he's the type of guy that would bring you to, like, a monster truck rally.
John Goodman.
Oh, Goodman. Yeah, that's a good one.
Not Martin Scorsese, because he's a terrible father.
No, yeah, I couldn't imagine that. Maybe he's a better grandpa, though.
Who's the guy who just had a kid? The old guy. He's like an old actor.
Oh, not Al Pacino.
It's really close. It wasn't Robert De Niro either.
It was De Niro, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's De Niro.
And then now she's like, I want the kid.
Yeah, she's like 30.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
something like that.
I'm like, bro, you are a grandpa and a new dad. It's wild.
When was the last time you smelled Hennessy?
Cannon.
I think it was on deployment. I don't think I was a Hennessy boy after that. I might have been. I don't know. I probably was.
How'd you get this open so easy? You have it. I just cut my nails.
So did I.
I had to after our first topic, which is going to be deer
this
season.
one's not cut.
Henny, not a sponsor.
Yeah, Henny and Sweet Justice. If you know, you know.
The reason why.
So these are $15 cocktails. At least that's what they would retail for.
We should just open up our own little bar.
We should.
Sir, you are crossfading everybody that comes in. Yeah, what's the big deal? Well, that's illegal. Illegal!
Dude, I'm excited about this. I've been thinking about this since the day I had one of those for the first time.
Yeah, I think we've had one on stream.
Yeah, this is to Danny DeVito.
To Danny DeVito. My new future grandpa. Pretty good.
That's a good cocktail.
It's pretty good.
That's not bad at all.
It's got a good sweet aftertaste. No, wow. It really smacks my lips. Like.
Yeah, it's like super sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving me some smiles, dude.
It's like I can feel the cavities forming.
I probably got a lot, man. I hate going to the dentist. I haven't been in quite a while.
I don't. So, all right. So, lifetime, I've had like 4 cavities. Mm-hmm. And they were all in baby teeth. And they were all because I was just like a mongrel. And when I eat candy, even still to this day, when I eat candy, I eat the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll sit there. I just listened to it today, too. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Bert Kreischer and Steve-O.
Yeah.
Steve-O was talking about how when he gets Reese's, like there's no limit.
Yeah, that's
how many he could eat.
That's mad wild.
That's how it is for me with like candy. Like if you had a bowl of candy, like from Halloween left over, I would just, and I was eating candy, like I made the choice to eat candy, I would keep fucking reaching in each time.
The 10 sleeves of Reese's.
Oh yeah, the whole
Murder
thing
'em.
would just fucking.
Especially when you got them in the freezer.
Yeah, the freezer ones are the best.
And then
My new favorite ones though are the thin dark chocolate ones. Those are
those.
so good.
Yeah,
Those are so good.
I eat a lot of bite-sized candy at the
But
office.
yeah, so I don't eat that much candy nowadays, but I could totally see it if I had a cavity or two, because I know for a fact I have one tooth back here that's a little sensitive, but it's not really. It's just like if I drink like really cold water really fast, I feel it. It's probably a cavity.
I just hate the dentist because I had to go so much when I was a kid, and I was just tired of people.
Yeah, I'm
having their
sure.
hands in
I'm
my
sure
mouth.
you fucking hate it. Yeah,
So I'm just like,
it's probably low key triggering.
it's just like, why do I
to be honest?
Why do I want to be here, man? I've been in this goddamn chair so many fucking times. I'm just sick of motherfuckers with their hands in my mouth telling me shit that I don't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking a little cavity back. You got 4 cavities. No, I fucking don't. I went to another dentist. You don't have any cavities. He probably just wanted to polish off the tops and then like charge you. And then I was just like, see, I can't trust motherfucking dentists, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I knew, and before the comedy bit, and before that dude killed his lion, because there was that guy that killed the lion and he ended up being a dentist.
Yeah.
That dentist office had pictures of his big game hunting.
I think it was a
map.
dentist that ended up killing a lion.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was just making fun of your wordplay.
Yeah, but my dentist had pictures of his African safari all over his office.
Yeah,
And the first thing I was like, this motherfucker probably pays for those trips with this fucking office.
Yeah.
Not even just like, oh, that's how much a dentist makes. Nope, that's how much this motherfucking dentist makes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was just a really rich dude that liked big game hunting, but did it the wrong way. Especially the endangered species. I don't know why they get their rocks off shooting something that there's like not much left of.
Yeah. Same
Like,
with
I understand going out and like killing something. Like I can understand that feeling is like a sick feeling. But it's got to be something that you're going to like use. Like no one's eating elephant.
Right.
Like
the thing is like, I don't know why people are so
like
fascinated
you
with
eating
their
Bengal
tusks.
tigers.
Like look at their tusks.
Yeah, the tusk thing was interesting though. That was like ivory trade though.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. In my family there is an ivory like city. Like it's like one big tusk and then like the inside of it.
The Creative Society. We'll have to look that up.
Oh yeah, we will look that up. But all on the inside of this giant tusk, it's like this giant like 4-level city. And it's like grandfathered in, so you're like allowed to have it, but it cannot be sold. So it's only ever going to be like passed down or gifted to people, but like it's got a value of like 50 grand or something like that because of how big it is.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Speaking of hunting, how was your week?
Hunting was fun. I haven't been at opening day since before the military.
Mm-hmm.
So for probably 11 years. And it was really dope to be around my bro, but my bro's families are all hunters.
Yeah.
So everyone's like waking up early, making food.
Everybody's going.
Like, well, I mean, like, not to put genders on anything, but those who aren't going, which happen to be 2 of the wives,
Yeah.
they made people like.
I can't imagine hunting being a very wife-friendly thing. Like, I'm sure they go every once in a while, but...
Well, the couple I know, she likes to just sit in the woods and just be there.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Sometimes it's a very few amounts.
In Jonesville, we have moms who kill big bucks.
That's cool.
And it just depends where you were raised. And
Yeah.
their daughter, big buck hunter.
You know what's funny? I met a lot of hunters growing up where I was at in California, Northern California. I think everybody I've ever met here has hunted once.
Yeah. And
In California, that's not a thing.
it's like where you were raised. And like, so like, she, like, you know, the majority of my class who were female did not hunt. But there was like probably 6 to 8 badass ones who would hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it just really depends on where you're raised. So like, you know,
Definitely.
you wake up because I was like, you know, it just sucks waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, man, I gotta get that motivation. He's like, Ted Nugent, Fred Bear. You gotta listen to Ted Nugent, Fred Bear, and perfect song to listen to on opening day. So you know, we all meet up at a house, start bullshitting a little bit.
Yeah.
Started talking about Mikey. He's got this gun that was his grandpa's because I was like, I'm
That's
hunting
cool.
with my grandpa's gun today,
Nice.
and 4 of his bullets left.
That's awesome.
And his grandpa has a gun to where the bead at the end broke off, so he put a new bead on himself.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it is a 12 gauge single barrel single shotgun. So you have to collapse it, load it, close it, and fire it.
So you're getting one shot.
One shot.
Maybe.
At a close range.
Yeah.
and so he was just like, yeah, I take it out every opening day. And I was like, that's fucking
That is really
sick.
cool. That is really cool.
And so opening day in the morning, didn't see shit. It was really sad. Earl's making jokes like, it's because you were here. I saw these bucks when you weren't here. Second hunt, we see probably one of the nicest 8 points I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's because the rack was so tall. And Earl saw it, and he's like, this is yours. And I looked out the window on his side, and I didn't see anything. I looked back out my window, and he had already turned back around.
Mm.
So for no reason, he wasn't running. He wasn't spooked. He just decided, I'm just going to turn around and go back.
Yeah.
And so the next day, it was the next morning, and we didn't see shit. I saw some... usually, here's the thing about hunting. When you watch the forest wake up,
Yeah.
it is the most incredible... Like, when you watch the sunrise from the middle of the dark woods, there's something fucking crazy magical about it.
Yeah.
There's also, like, in your head, you got buck fever going on, so, like, every little wisp looks like fucking antlers.
Yeah.
So you're like, is that a deer? Nope. And then, like, you start seeing, like, different shades of trees. Like you're still in pitch black, but you're seeing, like, oh, that kind of looks like a cool panther. And you're just kind of, like, making weird images in your head. And then, so you always think you see shit, but then sometimes you do see shit. And so there's a single gap on the second morning where I could see through, and I was just like, I could see this little pitch of light. Not bright enough where, like, a sun is coming through, but you could see a little bit more right through those little pines. Mm. And I saw the light go away for a second and then come back. And usually you can tell if a tree's dancing, and then it did it again, and I was just like, I think there's movement, or I'm fucked up. And then I looked and it did it again. So I was like, there's probably 3, 4 maybe.
Just passing through the sun line.
That was probably like 5:45 in the morning. They circled back at like 8:15.
Ooh.
And I saw one come in and I was like, okay, Saldo. And then I was like, okay, big. I was like, okay, a little bit bigger doe. And then she walked out and I was like, there she is. That's my bitch. That's what I said to her. I was like, there's my bitch. That's off of Waterboy.
Nice.
And then just one shot through a little window because they were walking, so you had to wait till they were right in between 2 trees, about 35 yards away.
Did it run at all?
No, it just broke.
Just dropped.
Just dropped.
Nice.
And then the weird thing about it was we saw like 8 more deer after. And to the point where Earl was like, I'm taking this one. And I was like, this is wild because, like, just like a cartoon, like, because I was, like, sitting on a log outside because I was, like, just making sure mine wasn't getting up. But I was just, like, completely still. So I'm just, like, sitting there, like, not even moving, like, my head. And I'm just kind of, like, looking like this. And just like a cartoon, out of the blind, I see Earl's muzzle just come out. And then I just go... And then so not only can I hear, and I'm holding my breath, and my heart's racing because I've never had the experience of a cartoon muzzle coming out. I'm just like, what's going on?
All you hear is your heart going.
I don't see anything, and then like I kind of look and I finally see it, but it's not at the right angle. Like I can barely see it, and I know he can't really see it.
Yeah.
And then it just trots back down the hill. But it was just like for like a solid 35 seconds, I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but Earl's got his gun pointed out the window, and I don't want to go deaf.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Hey, if you're still here, next week we'll start off the show. First, like 20 minutes, we'll do on the Creative Society. I've never even heard of that.
Maybe I've heard of it. Probably haven't.
We'll check it out though.
Yeah. But hunting was great. But what was not great was Drone Country Market. No fault to their own. I don't know. This never happened in my life.
Mm.
I've never seen a place say we can't hold any more deer on opening day. And so even if I would have left in the morning, I could not have dropped my deer off because they stopped taking deer at like 2 p.m. yesterday.
Oh, shit.
And so even this morning, it took me an hour and a half to drop off a deer, which even if you got to go through a DNR line to check for, what's it called, whatever virus they have, that takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Easy. But there was like a 2 to 4 mile line of cars.
Jesus Christ.
from the meat market in Jerome down the highway of people waiting to get in to drop off their deer. And so them JJ's, like 2 or 3 areas had, hey, don't bring deer. We're not taking deer. So I had to call another place this morning. They're like, yeah, we're taking deer, but it's just going to take a while. We don't start till 10. And then when I got there was a line of like 15 cars, and it took me an hour and a half in the car to finally be able to back in. And then the guy goes, you wait in line? And I was like, yeah, I fucking waited in line. I waited in line for fucking ever. And then I had to back in like a big man because it was very tight. And I was just like, use your mirrors. Just use your mirrors. You're going to be fine. And I just had to squeeze her in there. But, you know, I get the deer will be ready day after Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Black Friday.
Good timing.
So I'm having deer on Saturday next week for the Ohio State game.
Hilarious.
Maybe some venison chili.
That'd be fun. I just had some chili last night. It was pretty good.
Garvin wants some of it.
Oh, of course he does. Of course he does.
Yeah. But overall, great experience. Thank Duro for everything. For Earl's family for letting me use their land. And
of course, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a fantastic time.
And let me tell you what, dragging a deer out with fucking 6 people and dragging a deer out with 2 people, huge difference, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Like, I've been dragging deers with sleds my whole life. Like, you just go get like the little plastic sled from the garage. You throw the deer on the sled and you just drag the deer through the woods. I've been doing that my whole life by myself.
So, this was, I think, the biggest news of the week, if it's real. Yeah, I'll let you read it.
All right. Oh yeah, I saw that when I was hunting.
Yeah. So Snoop Dogg posted on his Twitter or his X, whatever you want to call it. After much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time. If Snoop Dogg quits smoking, that means there's something wrong with it. Like, there's something wrong with prolonged smoking your entire life.
No, I mean, Willie Nelson smoked until he was like 87. And then he just was tired of smoking because it's still smoking.
Yeah.
So now he just does edibles.
I can't imagine Snoop Dogg getting tired of it, is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, we have no idea. He also said, respect my privacy. I feel like if he just got sick of it, he would say it. He's either, so it's one of 2 things. I guess technically one of 3 things. So it's either he got tired of it like Willie did. There's a medical issue why he can't do it anymore. Or he's doing this as a publicity stunt to promote his newest line of smokeless tobacco or smokeless weed or whatever it is, edibles, whatever the fuck it's going to be. It's one of those 3 things. But either way, I think it's crazy that when the D-O double G is not smoking no more. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
That was not on my my bingo sheet for 2023.
Yeah. I saw that and Earl's like, fucking liar.
Yeah, right? It's just unbelievable. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I feel like it should be on a lot more podcasts, but I feel like I haven't really seen anyone post anything about it yet.
Maybe because they're all in on it.
Maybe.
They just all know what's about to come out.
Yeah. But, yeah. Also another thing. Did you see Kanye West's studio setup that he had?
No.
He's out in the middle of nowhere making an album.
Hilarious.
And this is his studio setup.
Just out in the desert?
Just out in the middle of the fucking desert. Looks like he's at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
But he's probably got the freshest of water.
Isn't that fucking sick, though?
Yeah.
Like, that would be a dope Airbnb. Like, I would stay there for a week with, like, the homies. Like, it's got, like, that pool and shit. You get, like, some dirt bikes or something, and you're just out there dirting around in the desert for a week. That'd be fun as fuck.
I'm not inviting Snoop Dogg.
No, that probably wouldn't be fun. Well, it might be good. We could have a DD.
Yeah.
If we ever need to go to town.
He's going to hate us. He's like, look at these cheeky motherfuckers.
Yeah. Oh, I got one more thing from Instagram. This is unrelated to the other 2, but did you see Tom Brady's bet with C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, for his youth.
Yeah, he's betting one of his Super Bowl rings against his youth and his 40 time.
Yeah.
And his years left in the NFL, and he's like, all right, deal. So that's on the Michigan game.
Yeah.
Imagine that was like a thing, though.
I said Tom Brady built a fucking machine, and he's just waiting to use it, and now he's found the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
and he's going to invite CJ Stroud over to his house. They're going to have a nice laugh, nice dinner.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, come step into my office.
No, he's going to, CJ Stroud's going to be like, why am I so tired? Then he's going to wake
Oh,
up.
why am I so tired?
Then he's going to wake up in the chair, and Tom Brady's
He's going to wake up in the chair and sit up, and his knees are going to crack. He's going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's already been done.
Brady's going to be getting the muscles rolled out. He's going to be like, yeah, you've been doing it wrong, dude.
Yo, you could write that movie. You could write that movie where
That
the
would
young
be a good
quarterback
movie.
is young and cocky, and this old head was just wants more records.
He's already played for like 27 years, broken every record, and he's like, I can still fucking play. My mind is still sharp. My arm's
Or
about to
like,
fall off, though.
he had all the records and now he's behind, so he's just like everyone still thinks he's 41. But
Oh, some dude barely beat him by like 2,000 yards, so he has to come back for one more season so he can get like 4,000 yards.
So he makes a machine to steal you.
Yeah.
And then
No, he makes a wish. Makes a wish for the guy's arm, but it's like he's a white guy and it's a black arm, so he's got to keep it under his sleeve the whole time so nobody can tell. And then one of the doctors lifts up his sleeves to like give him an IV, and he goes, "Shh." I think that'd be a good movie.
someone hire us, we'll write it.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Bert.
Bert can be the coach.
And we'll make it an FSU quarterback. He won a natty at FSU in the year 3022.
Yeah. Sometime.
Wherever the fuck it is.
Sticking with college football, Harbaugh accepted his 3-game suspension. There's been
3 game? Is that just how many games are left in the season?
Yeah, that's how much they suspended him for the rest of the season, essentially.
Plus the playoffs, right?
No.
Oh, so he can come back for playoffs?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. I thought he was done.
Maybe by the NCAA, he could still be done. This is a Big Ten punishment.
Oh, okay.
So,
Are they giving him time served so he already gets credit for last week's game?
yeah, the suspension was he didn't coach last week.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he agreed to a 3-game
No, so
thing.
okay, so originally what happened was they filed the suspension so late on a holiday weekend that they couldn't do something called freezing it or something like that, where you basically go to a judge and then they like put a hold on it. So then he could coach until there's more evidence or some shit. I don't know exactly how law works, but Michigan could have had the opportunity to say, hey, we're going to pause this. Harbaugh's still going to coach. But they filed it so late they didn't have time to do that. So he was still suspended. And then everybody thought this week he was going to do the thing where you go to court and you get a cease and desist on whatever's keeping him from coaching.
Okay.
But he's just going to take his 3-game suspension. Now there's people saying there's a donor linked to Connor Stallions and how he had all his money because he never used a Michigan card. So they're saying that there's one donor that's connected to Connor Stallions, and his name is like Mr. T. And one of the coaches got fired because he was telling the players how to react to media if they ask you questions about stuff. Not that he was telling them to lie, but you can't tell your players to say.
Yo, this is fantastic cocktail.
Yeah, but you can't tell your players what to say to try to cover something up. So there was a coach fired this week. There's a lot of weird shit going on, and it sucks to lose to Michigan, but all I'm going to say is I hope we just roll through everybody for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And,
So this will be posted after the game. So let's give us your prediction.
No, the game's next week.
Yeah, aren't we a week behind?
This will be uploaded on Thursday.
The Thursday before the game, right? This is the last that's going to be posted before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give us your prediction.
Oh, okay, yeah. Michigan 42, Ohio State 20.
42-20. You think it's going to be a blowout, huh?
Roll them. Just fucking roll through them, dude.
All right. You got 42-20. I'm going to say the over is probably going to be like 47 for the game, or 52. Even if it's a 52 over, I'll take the over.
Putting $100 on Michigan.
And I'll say, let's go 38-32. Yeah, we'll go 38-32, Michigan, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down. It's going to come down to one last drive, probably with 5 minutes left.
Nope.
And then Ohio State's going to get stopped. Michigan's going to get the ball with 2.5 minutes and then just run the clock out, and that's going to be game.
It's going to be tight in the first. And Michigan's going to have a slight lead in the second. And then the third, their pullout game's never been seen before.
I think Ohio State gets the ball first. They roll down the field. They score a touchdown. I drop my $100 on the game. And then Ohio just doesn't score again until the third quarter. And Michigan comes back and just wins the rest of the game. They're going to be winning the majority of the game, I think. At least 2 quarters worth.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, as nice as it is to see a close game, when it's your team, I'd rather sit comfortably with a blowout.
Yeah, so if you know for a fact you're going to get a win, I'd rather it be a close game. Like, if I got a wish, and, like, let's say the Patriots made it to the Super Bowl this year, and they're playing against whoever the fuck they're playing against, and the genie's like, hey, you guys can either blow them out, or you can win on a last-second drive. I want the last-second drive.
Right, because the glory is going to be so much nicer.
Yeah, if you know for a fact you're getting the win. But if you don't know...
But the stress.
Yeah, if you don't know, and you don't know the outcome, and so you get a pick, it's either you're going to know at halftime, or you're just not going to know.
Yeah.
I'd rather just know.
Yeah. But when it's a close... I mean, the stress of a close game in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, is just...
Yeah, I've seen so many of them over the years.
Packers, NFC championships.
And I will say, to this day, my favorite Super Bowl of all time is the 28-3 against the Falcons. That was... I wasn't even in, like, a good place watching it. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't anything. It was just... The game was so magical. It was awesome. I'll never forget that game. That's a game you'll probably hear me say that for the rest of my life. I don't think we're going to win another Super Bowl in my lifetime. I think we sold our soul to the devil. I think that's it. I don't think Bill's getting another one.
Yeah,
unless something crazy happens in the next couple of years.
I'll tell you right now, on the picks when we record it,
Yeah.
I'm not picking the Packers this week.
No.
No. Taking the Chargers.
Oh, this is a safe week for me picking because Patriots are on a bye week, so.
I wonder if Bill's just cursing this whole week, dude. Motherfucking Mac Jones.
Maybe he's trying to tank for Caleb, dude.
Maybe. Something that we did before we uploaded the last podcast, or did we do one and then talk about Comic-Con?
I don't know if we talked about Comic-Con.
No, we couldn't have because we went to Comic-Con last Saturday.
Yeah, we did the pod right before Comic-Con.
Yeah, so we went to Comic-Con.
Oh, where's your thing?
Hold on. We went to Comic-Con, Motor City Comic-Con. I fucked up by not dressing up. I think half the fun is dressing up and actually interacting with fans.
Yeah.
Walking around, seeing all the cool shit. It's great.
I wish there were some cooler costumes that I fucked with more. Like, I wanted to take a picture with the Darth Vader, but I feel like that's very, like, cliche. There's always a sick Darth Vader at every Comic-Con. I wish there was someone that was a little more creative with, like, a higher-end costume that I fucked with. I know that's very selfish of me because there were a lot of high-end costumes. I just didn't know where they were from.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, like, super up-to-date on, like, every single anime and cartoon ever.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny that the one guy that played Hopper was, like, behind a veil.
Oh, you're talking about David Harbour.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was funny that he was behind a veil because obviously I've never been to one. Is that a normal thing?
For high-end celebrities, so people don't get free pictures.
Yeah. Is he, like, a high-end celebrity for Comic-Con?
Detroit City Comic-Con.
Really?
I mean, you had Billy D. Williams, him, and then the James and Oliver Phelps, the Harry Potter twins. Those were the big three.
Yeah, I guess if it was like 15 years ago, the Harry Potter twins would have been behind a thing, huh?
Probably. It was. I wanted to say hi to Chris Parnell. I was hoping it'd be like 20.
Which one is he?
He's the voice of Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
$60
Serial or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah.
I ain't paying $60. Jimmy Hart, that WWE wrestler, he looked exactly like I think somebody that wrestled in the 80s looks like today. exact shape.
Yeah. It was cool seeing all the people. It was dope seeing Lando Calrissian in person.
Billy D. Williams
it was cool seeing the Karate Kid. And he looks great for being, what is he, 64 or something like that?
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic.
He's got good hair. We did not see Guillermo.
No, we didn't see him. He was there though. I think he was doing pictures when we showed up. I think it was his slot for pictures. That's why I stopped and like was looking at.
Oh, you probably go up to the celebrity, pay the picture, and then they take pictures with all the fans.
Yeah, so you pay the picture fee, and then that whole area that was roped off That's where they have like time slots, and they're like, all right, get in line, and then at this time it'll be pictures for this guy.
So Comic-Con.
This was the big ticket item.
I bought, this is Lost Sword from One Piece. And this is the elongated version because Law can just change the shape of his sword like he does. But I got instead of getting the plastic or wood, I got the metal.
Dude, whoa, chill with that.
And it just, this is like the most Joe Rogan podcast of our life. But, it feels great.
It does feel great. I held it for the first time before we did the pod, and it felt correct.
I took it over to Joe's house when I hung out with him, just so he could hold it.
I've never felt more normal.
Like you should have been born in a time of swords.
Yeah, like it feels right in my hands. Like it just feels good. Should we start sword training?
We should get some kendo sticks.
Dude, I'd be down.
I think they still might sell those in FYE, which is for your entertainment, which is hilarious.
Might have to.
I knew a kid in high school who had kendo sticks at his house, and we would beat the shit out of each other with them.
I can probably convince Scotty to buy bugle sticks. That'd be fun for drunken parties.
Got a beef?
Yeah. Or those, you remember those, the blow-up gloves?
Sock and boppers.
Yeah. We just get a set of those. Like, you got beef, dude? Just fucking box it out with those bad boys.
Those cause concussions.
Nah, they're not that bad.
Yes, it was.
I'd rather get hit by one of those than a fucking glove.
You're right.
It is like getting hit with an airbag, though, huh?
Yeah. I remember 7th grade. It might have been 8th grade.
You know the beer?
Yeah. It was 7th or 8th grade Super Bowl party. Oh, no. And we were all boxing each other downstairs at halftime. And everyone started talking about boxing because there's boxing gloves in this kid's basement. And I wasn't talking shit because I really just didn't want to fucking fight people. And I ended up having to fight this dude named Chris. And we both hit each other with the same right hook at the same fucking time. Probably almost at the same fucking level of how fucking fast we were throwing the punch. And we both hit each other so hard at the same time that we just said, I'm done. And so we both quit right there on the spot. But people were duking it out at halftime.
That's funny.
And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I owned 2 sets of boxing gloves when I was a child because
Yeah.
I just liked punching trees. Like that was just like my thing when I was really fucking little.
Yeah.
And I think it was an 18-ounce pair and a 16-ounce pair. And I saved those, and I had them when I was in high school and when I started drinking. And that was a mistake. Never have boxing gloves. Never have 2 sets of boxing gloves in a house with teenagers. We went out to the park one night, and I was trashed underage. And there was this dude, I think his name was Brandon or something like that. And we put the boxing gloves on, and we decided that we were not going to do any headshots. That was the one rule we had. No headshots, nothing below the belt, just body shots with the gloves on. We were like, all right, bet. My first punch that I threw was a fucking overhand haymaker straight into his fucking nose. Like, just square in the fucking face. And he goes, oh! And he goes, bang! And just clocks me right in the chin. We proceeded to exchange haymakers back and forth. And the last time I hit him square in the fucking nose. And his nose split and goes, and peppers my shirt. I had this sick ass, it was like a custom made ET shirt from the fair.
Yeah.
Big white moon on it, just powdered with blood. I hit him and I go like this and I go, oh, and I look down right into his fist as it comes up and he goes, boom, knocks me back. I stumble back and I go, oh, I'm bleeding. And the guy goes, no, you're not, I'm bleeding. I was like, no, I think I'm bleeding. And I look down and this kid comes up to grab me because I guess I was like about to fall over. I look down and my nose goes, and just like cascades blood down my shirt. And I go over to the water fountain. It was one of those old school like porcelain water fountains that schools have.
Yeah.
And I leaned over it to like clean out my nose, and it like wasn't the good water fountain. It was the one that like barely trickled out. So I just covered this white water fountain in my blood. And I was like trying to clean it off my face. Finally, we ended up going back to my house, and I was hammered and got taken care of. And my lady friend at the time stayed up all night watching me sleep because I guess I would stop breathing in the middle of the night. But it was because my nose was plugged with fucking blood. I woke up the next day and pulled out like plugs of blood out of my nose. And I think today, when I fucking dig boogies out of my nose, I could feel like one side of it is like sharp up on the top of it, so I think I have a little bit of exposed something in the tippy top of my shit. But yeah, that was the one time I had a boxing match when I was drunk.
Yeah,
wasn't a good idea.
Don't do it. It's not safe.
No, definitely not fucking safe. And if you're gonna do it, stick to the rules. No headshots.
Yeah, just pure headshots.
Dude, the very first punch I threw, just fucking as hard as I could right into his fucking nose.
You're a dick.
I'm a dick. I was hammered. They said box, and I was like, ugh.
You
wow.
immediately forget the rules.
Immediately. Just as soon as they said fight, I was like, yup. But I hit it right in the fucking nose, and he clocked me in the chin.
Look at this idiot not protecting his face.
The only reason I won is because I quit first, because I said I was bleeding, even though he was bleeding first. But I knew as soon as I looked down at my shirt, and I just see his fist right here, and like my blood-soaked shirt, and I was like, oh no. It just caught it straight to the fucking nose, dude. I looked down into the hook, dude. You can't look down.
You can't look down to it.
If you're going to tuck your chin, you got to fucking block. You can't just tuck your chin like this.
No.
That's just asking to get your bell rung.
I have one last thing for college football, and I was brought aware of this by Pat McAfee.
Okay.
They're at JMU this weekend.
JMU.
JMU.
James Madison, right?
Yeah, they're transitioning to a D1 school. Mm-hmm. And so what I learned from the Pat McAfee podcast was that when you go from the division right below NCAA or
it's like Division 1A or whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever the point where you're like, we're going to transition from our period, it's a 2-year window where the first year's half and half. The first year is half your opponents, half
yeah, you half the opponents you were doing before, and then they slowly integrate you into.
And then, it's half your regular division and half FBS 1 programs. The next year, the second year, you do a complete
full
year
new schedule,
and then you're eligible after that year to
2 years until you're eligible for bowl games.
I feel like so basically their first year they just said fuck it, fuck this old shit.
Yeah, this was their first year,
right?
Yeah,
but they can't get granted.
Yeah, they don't get a bowl game,
right?
Yeah, and
so I feel like after that first year of half and half, they should just be bowl eligible.
Yeah,
because why not? If you give a team, okay, hey, look guys, we're going up to the NCAA. This first year we're still playing our divisions and we're gonna get used to them. So that means that you'll have experience for the full schedule. I think as soon as you have a full schedule of FBS opponents, NCAA
D1 opponents, yeah.
If you go 12-0 somehow crazily, remarkably,
which is kind of what they're doing.
Yeah. You don't get no love.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I think the NCAA, like Pat said, they're going to be like, wow,
I think these guys this year are going to get fucked for it. But I think you're right with the rule. I think if they decide, it should be whatever year they
start a full
schedule with the new shit.
Yeah.
If the first year they do the half and half thing, shouldn't be bowl eligible. If the second year they do the real shit, it should be that year.
Which kind of sucks.
It should be determined before the year. They're like, okay, you're getting a full schedule of this. That means you are bowl eligible.
If you're a senior and your school's transitioning to an NCAA program, that means that your senior year,
you're done.
No bowls.
Yeah,
I'd transfer.
Yeah, if you want a shot at a bowl game, you have to.
Yeah. And bowl games, unfortunately, mean less than they do back in the day.
Yeah, nowadays the only thing that matters is the fucking tourney.
Yeah, and when you were a smaller program, like when Central would go to Ford Field, love those games. Pay $30, sit 15 rows up, center field, 50-yard line.
Yeah.
For $30, watching Central Michigan play whoever the fuck in the Motor City Bowl. It might have been the Little Caesar Pizza Bowl. I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
It was fucking dope. And for $30, you got. And then my brother at the time, he was in school for journalism. He got to go up to the press boxes to where fucking professional sports writers write their shit. So he's just fucking up in a NFL press box at Ford Field watching the game. And it's cool when you're in college and your program makes a little small bowl because and they sell alcohol. So that's the big kicker.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But now college football is integrating alcohol into their sales. So Michigan will now have alcohol next year, which will be very fucking interesting.
Yeah. I like it. I did see something Barstool the one dude's podcast that you're not a huge fan of. He's got the kid that's always on.
Oh, Brandon Walker.
Yeah. So on their podcast, they had a hockey take that was pretty cool. They were talking about they should do in the middle of like the season or the end of the season or whenever the fuck they want to do it, they should do an overtime tournament for hockey, like a mid-season tournament or something where they go in and play. It's like one 24-hour period or one weekend or whatever it is, and every team signs up for it, and you get bracketed based on how you did for that season. So if you're the 1 seed right now, like you'll play the low seed or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the games are just overtime. So you take the ice, pucks drop, first score wins. You lose, you go home. You're done.
Yeah.
And so that would be a sick, like a 1-goal tournament in the NHL. That'd be a fucking dope event.
Yeah.
Like that'd be badass.
Imagine being on the fourth line. You're fully dressed, went through a full warm up.
Yeah.
First minute of the game, the other team just skates down.
First 10 seconds, and face off and breakaway score.
Yeah,
you're just done.
And what you have to do is you have to have all those teams on standby.
Mm-hmm.
Because the games.
You bring everybody into whatever big facility you bring them into. Everyone's got their own little locker room or whatever on whatever side they're on, like the Olympics kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you get a time slot, and you're like, okay, I'm game 2, so I could either be on. I have a 10-minute window from when that game's over to get there.
Yeah.
And so, like, that game could be done in, 2 seconds. It could last the entire period and then go to shootouts or whatever the fuck they go to, or 3v3s or whatever the fuck it is.
Able to get to the stadium within 2 hours.
Well, it'd have to be less than that because you're trying to pump out 1 million games in, like, a weekend.
Right.
Because how many games would that be? How many teams are there?
In the NHL?
Yeah. 30-something?
They just had an expansion.
So my guess is 36.
There might be 33. But I might be incorrect on that.
You got it?
I'll look it up.
All right. I'm guessing 36.
Here,
knowing
Siri.
nothing.
Siri, how many teams are in the NHL? 32.
32. All right, so
that's
there's 32 teams.
In the NHL, you
so
can
there's
start
16 games to start.
In NHL, you can start the 33rd franchise if you want to. So that's in the new
okay,
one. Yeah. Kraken was the 32nd. So if it's single elimination, 1-goal games.
So 16 games to start. So you would just go down the line then.
16,
so you'd have like
8,
the 1
4.
seed play. 1 seed plays the fucking 16 seed or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And then if you have 2 rinks, then you just have those games going at the same time. Yeah, and you just keep going like a March Madness style thing where they just have all these games happening, but it'd all be in one facility, which I think is the cool thing.
And then
so you have like a couple practice rinks. I don't even know. There's got to be rinks like that where there's like four rinks, because even at the rink that I was gonna say the rink that I used to play at when I was when I say used to play, I mean for like the quarter season I played. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, there were 3 rinks. Yeah. And 2 of them were full size, and 1 of them was not full size.
They're in Detroit. They're in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, okay. So you get one that has like 4 rinks, like and you have 2 show rinks, and then you have 2 practice rinks for whoever team's supposed to be playing next.
Like the U.S. Speed skating shits.
Yeah. Imagine buying a ticket for that, too. You could sell so many tickets to that and charge a shit ton. Mm-hmm. So you're getting so much action.
Yeah. Imagine being a fan. And then you pay.
Dude, imagine you get glass seats for like half the games.
You'd have
on one of the rinks, you get glass seats.
You'd have to sell them for like.
It'd have to be a few grand because it's like a full day event.
Time slots though.
Yeah. I guess you could do them in time slots. So for like the first round games or whatever that happened between this hour and this hour. Yeah.
Or like 3-hour periods.
Yeah, and then you could block it out for the entire time, but it's going to be like 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's a fantastic idea. And what a better way. Like, imagine betting on that, too. That's going to bring in so much money for everything. Maybe do like a money incentive for the players, too. So if you make it to a certain amount of rounds, you get X amount of, like a bonus check. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you make it to, like, the final 4, you get, like, a $10,000 bonus check or something.
Yeah.
Like, make it worth it for the players to play in. And then maybe you have, like, the final, it's like $1 million prize at the end of it, and everyone gets to split it.
I think it'd be kind of even cooler, instead of full teams, you just send a squad of 6. So and you just play
for like 3v3s?
3v3s.
I like that too.
Single goal games.
I like that.
Winner goes home, and then somehow, those 6 players split a pot of, they each take home $250,000 or something like that.
Or whatever it is. I mean, you got to make the win worth it. Maybe it's like a $500,000 a piece, including the goalie.
But it's hard because, like, instead of the All-Star break, that's what they should do for viewership.
That would be a great All-Star weekend. Like, you lead up to, like, the All-Star game or something. Because how does the hockey All-Star game go? Is it anything like the NFL and the NBA All-Star game? They just kind of take it easy?
No. Well, I mean, yes and no. There's a lot of scoring these days. In the earlier days, just like the NFL, there's a lot more hits.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skill. I mean, like, I think the skills for the NHL are my favorite because it's accuracy and slap shot power, and those two things are just dope to watch.
Yeah.
And it's dope to watch targets on four corners and see how fast people can slap shot the four corners, and you're like, bro, I could never. It would take me 6 minutes to hit that.
Yeah. If that shit were outside playing that hockey sauce game for 2 hours and I barely beat you, it took us 2 hours to get 12 goals.
Yeah, I always played goalie. But yeah, a tournament like that would be pretty fucking sweet.
I think that'd be fucking dope. Like, that'd be even sick. Like, imagine if basketball did that too, like a 3v3 tournament.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so cool. Like, I would much rather watch that than the bullshit All-Star weekend they have. Like, I like the slam dunk contest, but it's kind of fucking lame nowadays.
Instead of the slam dunk contest, they should just do 3-on-3s.
I think 3-on-3s would be dope, and then you give them some type of incentive too, like how in the MLB, like the winner of that game gets home field advantage in the playoffs.
Or maybe even they get a bonus win, so their team just has.
Oh, you just have an extra win.
You just have an extra win, like, and it's just like, you know, that extra win might put you in the playoffs.
It might get you that one seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The NFL it would mean a lot. I think in the NBA, one win it could mean something,
7, 8,
but
9,
it very well could
the
not.
Play-in.
Yeah, there is the play-in now. I guess that's a new thing they're doing.
Yeah. It'd be dope just to see 3-on-3s with all the All-Stars.
Yeah.
Give them some money. Instead of Summer League, just do fucking...
I do miss the old NFL, like, Pro Bowl game, because that was always so much fun to watch, because I still remember, like Sean Taylor coming down and just destroying people.
Dude, destroying people.
Adrian Peterson is his first time when he was there, and they tried to tell him to take it easy. He said at halftime, they were like, "Yeah, you should take it easy." He ended up with like 150 yards in one quarter.
Yeah.
Like
he's like, no, I'm running.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna run you guys fucking over. And nowadays they just don't give a shit. It's more of I think it's a flag football game now, isn't it?
It's like, oh, I grabbed him, blow the whistle.
Yeah, it's like a flag touch game now, and it's, man, I miss old football. I think I've said that before on the pod too. I miss old fucking violent football. Like that was my favorite highlight reels to watch when I was in high school, were like the Reggie Bush highlights, what's his name, Percy Harving highlights. He was pretty nasty back in the day. Who was the dude that was gross, but didn't really have that great of a college or high school or NFL career? He had a nasty Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
Tavon Austin had a nasty college mixtape. But watching those, and then like the NFL's greatest hits, like the biggest hits in the NFL history, those were so much fun to watch, dude. So much fun.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis wouldn't survive in today's NFL. Like he would, he just wouldn't be as fun to watch.
He'd have a roughing the passer every quarter.
Who's the best linebacker in the NFL right now?
Oh man, that's tough.
Exactly.
Probably.
Because none of them are really all that fucking fun to watch. It's probably like Fred Warner or something for the 49ers. It's probably him.
Yeah.
Like if I had to put money on it, it's probably him. But it's not like, I don't know him for big hits. I don't know him for great coverage. I don't really know him.
Yeah.
Like you never really see his highlights. I know he's a fantastic player, but he just makes tackles.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what that position is nowadays.
Like
but back in the Urlacher days and the Lewis days,
the quarterback could keep the ball,
mm-hmm.
get sacked by Ray Lewis, and he would still get a roughing the passer in today's league.
Oh, today's league, yeah, for sure.
They'd be like, you hit him too. He wouldn't even have to like land on him and like do the extra.
Because today's league, it's weird. It's like you didn't have to hit him that hard. You could have eased up. It's like, dude, that's not the fucking game.
I understand.
That's never going to change, though. Now that rule's in place, it's never going to go back.
Because quarterbacks are the moneymakers, and if you're not scoring touchdowns and it's all defense, people are like, "Well, what a boring game that was." So, it was, half the NFL is like, "We want more points, more scoring," but at the same time, like, bro, we just locked them down for 3 quarters, dude. Fuck that. Like, sometimes defense wins.
Yeah. How's your fantasy football team doing?
I'm back in last, but I'm looking good this week.
All right.
I started Edwards. I had a week where Edwards went off. And I said, that's the first week he's went off in 6 weeks. So I set him on the bench again, and he got another 23-point game.
Oh, no.
So I was like, fuck. So I started him last week, and he got like 8 points. I was like, God damn it. You know what? Kept him in my lineup. Got me 20 points.
Nice.
So it's looking good right now. I just have to win 2 weeks in a row, and I had to have Pepper lose 2 weeks in a row, and I won't finish in last.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So It's not what I wanted, but we'll get better keepers.
Yeah.
And there's always next year.
There's always trades in the offseason, too.
And it's weird that in one of my leagues where I had Justin Jefferson start for 4 games, I was 4-0. And he's on the IR slot. And he was my number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
And in my other league that I'm in first place, my third league, Tyreek Hill was my number 1 draft pick. And I am in first place with the most points scored. And I won last week without Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
So now I'm 7-4 with Tyreek back in the lineup in first place.
That's exactly what I am in my family fantasy league. I had Tyreek Hill,
and it just makes me fucking think about every time you draft. I know Tyreek's like 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
But Justin Jefferson was probably the number one this season.
Well, yeah, so Tyreek was going at the end of the first round.
Yeah, maybe.
So that was his ADP was like 19, 18, 17. Like, yeah, 17 was like the earliest he was going.
Sometimes, yeah, maybe.
So people were taking Cooper Kupp ahead of him. People were taking A.J. Brown ahead of him, which actually A.J. Brown is like the wide receiver 2 on the year right now. Yeah. The only reason I know that is because he's on my team. Mm-hmm. So Cooper Kupp, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and Cincy's guy, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
All those guys were going before Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and so it's mad wild that now when I look at ADPs, I'm like, maybe those fucking dudes, like everyone's super hype of how great of a year this person had last year, but Tyreek's had a more constant year than Cooper Kupp. Like Cooper Kupp had a phenomenal...
Cooper Kupp this year was supposed to be his breakout year, but he ended up getting injured again.
Yeah.
He might just be a mid-second pick guy next year. I don't think he's going to be a first rounder next year.
Yeah.
Puka might be a first rounder next year. We'll fucking see how that shakes out because he's having a fantastic year.
Yeah.
Jefferson will still be a top 5 guy. Chase will still be a top 5 guy.
One thing I want to say about Puka.
Tyreek might be wide receiver 1 next year in the draft, though.
So I use 3 different fantasy sites:
Mm-hmm.
ESPN, Yahoo, and Sleeper. I really like Sleeper a lot. And
Sleeper's decent.
Oh, I mean, it's very colorful.
Mm.
It's easy to read, but if you look for players, they changed it back. So his picture is just his normal picture now, but it was Pikachu.
Oh, hilarious.
Like a week ago.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, that is fucking hilarious that his official photo for the NFL on this fantasy website is a fucking Pikachu.
That's funny. I had something from the NFL. So this, you know how they make those posts on Instagram, like it's almost like a weekly thing of something new getting added into the Canton Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
So I think, weird take, hard take, I think there's too many things getting put into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Like too many weird things. I don't know how much room they have in there. So they just added this, who the fuck is this? CeeDee Lamb. They just added his gloves and his towel from the game this last weekend. And the reason why is because he became the first player in NFL history to record at least 10 catches and 150 yards receiving in 3 straight games. And they put that into the Hall of Fame.
If it was like 10, that'd be something crazy.
3 game. It's a 3-game record.
He could do
and they have his gloves and his towel.
He could do it next week and make it a 4-game record. Then we'll
like some of the stuff they have in there is like should be there, like the all-time stuff. Like I feel like the Hall of Fame should be like single game, single season, career.
Yeah.
Like I feel like those are the categories that should be in the Hall of Fame. Like a 3-game span.
Yeah, that's weird. He's the first quarterback to throw for 460 yards for 3 games in a row. Okay, cool, great. He had 3 good games.
Yeah,
he didn't break
I don't know why. I don't know why it's in the Hall of Fame.
He didn't break
like, yes,
season.
it's very impressive that he broke the record for like the most,
that'd
10 catch.
That'd be like if a running back
yard games
in 3 games he had 900. He had 700 rushing yards. Okay, well, how'd the rest of the season?
Well, all right. If a running back had 900 rushing yards in 3 games.
That's crazy.
That's insane, and his cleats probably belong there.
That's why I love it.
But that's a ridiculous one. That's him breaking the single game rushing record 3 times in a row. That's insane.
Yeah, that's why I lowered it. So let's say like he got 250.
So if he had 3 straight 200-yard games, 250-yard games, whatever it is, like that's still impressive. I don't think his cleats belong in there.
But then you're like, look at the rest of his season, 10 yards, injured.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was like the perfect example was that one fucking guy played for the Patriots, Jonas Gray. Mm-hmm. He had like 4 touchdowns and 400 all-purpose yards or something like that. He broke like the single game record for all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything the rest of the season.
They'd be like if they put...
He had like 5 touchdowns in one game.
They'd be like if they put Jeremy Lin in the NBA Hall of Fame for his 12 games.
They put his shoes in there because he had
12 really good games.
12 really good games.
Yeah. It's stupid.
I think there's too much shit. Yeah, so that's my hard take. Is there's too much weird shit in the Hall of Fame. Should be less.
I'll take a hard take. There's also too many Hall of Fames. Not everything needs to have a Hall of Fame, including LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, his fucking society, the LeBron James Society, is what I assume it's called. But it's his foundation, like the LeBron James Foundation. They're opening up a LeBron James Hall of Fame museum. And guess who's cutting the fucking ribbon for the LeBron James Hall of Fame Museum? LeBron fucking James. So
what is it? Is it just a museum of his shit?
Of his shit, of his accomplishments.
All right, honestly, I'm not mad at that.
I hate LeBron.
If I were him, I would definitely own a museum of my accomplishments. Like, so now if it's me, Dustin Cuckham, and I'm LeBron James, I'm the king of the NBA. I've been playing in this league for 20 years. I hold all the fucking records. I have a bunch of rings. I'm definitely opening up a museum of my accomplishments in my hometown. That's 100% what I'm doing.
See, I as an athlete if I was that sick, you would just be all over the NBA Hall of Fame. Yeah, which would be good enough for me, but. I do kind of agree with what you said because Johnny Cash has a museum, Johnny Cash Museum. I've been there, and there's the Country Music Hall of Fame. So I understand, but
I would definitely do it if I was LeBron James and I was the dude, and everyone's like, "Oh, he might be better than MJ," and I was the guy in that conversation. It's me personally. I'm that guy. I definitely have a museum. It might be in my house.
Are you cutting the ribbon for the opening?
Of course I am. The fuck. No, I'm going to have Michael Jordan come cut the ribbon for me.
Didn't pay him enough.
That'd be a baller move. I think I could. Like if I offered him $50 million, he'd come do it.
He'd have to do Scottie Pippen do it for free.
Scottie do it for a fucking 17th of that.
It's so weird that Michael Jordan's son married Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Yeah, it's weird.
So weird.
It's weird. She changed his diapers.
Super weird.
Could have, at least.
Yeah.
What else do I got? Oh, I have a cut stumper for you.
Okay.
Oh, before we do that, real quick, did you see that there's a retired NASCAR driver that bought the Talladega Nights house?
That's fucking baller.
That's the coolest fucking thing in the world.
I agree.
That's the most baller thing ever. I don't know how much the house was worth. It's probably close to like $9 million or something. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's a giant gangster fucking house that was owned by a crazy rich NASCAR driver in a movie, and he just bought it. He's like, yeah, I'd like that. I'll take the Ricky Bobby house.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason that where was I at? I was sitting somewhere where they switched over the TV. Like it was on sports, and then they switched over, and I can't even hear the audio. You can just like see the TV. I can't remember where I was at. But they switched over to like a NASCAR panel where they're just like sitting in chairs. And they're talking about NASCAR, and they're like, oh, a recently retired driver. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. He raced in a lot of races. And then the very next week, hey, this guy just bought Ricky Bobby's house. I was like, holy shit, I just fucking heard about that guy.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the coolest things I had read in a long fucking time. So, I got a cut stumper for you.
Okay.
It's a real easy one. Pass, fail. We're going to do because you'll eventually get it if you just work your way through the list.
Okay.
So it's going to be a timed one. I'll give you a minute.
Okay.
To get it. All right, I'll do a timer for 1 minute. All right. Timer's going to start as soon as I'm done reading the question. Name the only NFL team where the letters in the where the letters in the team name are in alphabetical order, the 49ers are excluded.
I got a minute?
You got a minute. Go.
Okay. Nope. 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 Nope.
You can guess as many times as you want.
Yeah, I'm saying
40 seconds.
I'm saying them in my head.
Yeah.
Nope. Fuck.
30 seconds.
I don't want to blurt out guesses because I'm saying like Panthers, O-P-A, idiot. Let's go. No.
I'll give you a final guess after the buzzard. Push. 10 seconds.
Fuck, dude. Nope. I don't have a good guess, man.
Give me a guess.
I don't have a good guess because every time Dolphins, D-O-L-P-H-I, like no, I don't know. Who is it?
Give me a guess. Give me one guess. Anything.
Every time I say the name in my head, I'm like, that's wrong. I'm trying to think who it is. It's Nope. 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 I don't know.
It's the Bills.
Wow, I didn't even think about Buffalo. I was just thinking about New York Giants too.
The Bills.
Fuck.
Bills.
That's wild. Fuck you, Thor.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
Yeah, that's another L. Cut stumpers for you.
Yeah.
I did have one more thing that I didn't get to that we probably won't talk about next time. Apparently, there's reports that Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be coming back as Iron Man in the MCU.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's accepted a deal to come back. They haven't released what he's coming back to do. Could be some alternate universe shit. Could be some past prequel shit. I don't know. But I think it's a good idea having him come back because he was the best part about the MCU.
Watch him be like, I'm Robert Downey Jr. from another universe, but I saw what happened in every universe, and I'm just like you're Robert Downey Jr.
Dude, what if he comes back as like the God Iron Man?
That'd be wild.
Like the omnipotent one, the one that just like learned how to make himself omnipotent, and he's smarter than any being that's ever existed. He's like the Rick Sanchez of
Iron
his
Man.
universe. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Because like right now talks are Hugh Jackman and
Toby Keith.
Toby Maguire coming back.
Yeah, Toby Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That's going to be great too because I absolutely love Hugh as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I can't
anyone
imagine
else.
another Iron Man. I can't imagine another
Iron
Captain America.
Man's going to be a tough one. I don't even know if we'll ever get another Iron Man because how many Iron Man movies has there been? I think there's only been like 3 people to play Iron Man like throughout history in live action.
Who's the other two?
I think they're old like 50s, 40s guys. Like
Yeah, like the TV show.
yeah, like all the bullshit ones. Like the ones that like predate the Lou Ferrigno Hulk days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones where like Iron Man was just a guy in an iron costume.
Yeah. And the fucking
metal
Hulk
robot.
was a big like fucking
Painted.
plushy toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
And Thor was just like a scrawny dude with long blonde hair.
Yep.
He wasn't built like one of the Hemsworths.
Last thing on, do you remember Dexter's Laboratory?
Of course.
Do you remember the superpowered monkey?
Yes.
And then they had the Justice Friends.
Yeah.
So I always loved the Justice Friends because they had a purple Hulk, and the difference was he had a purple body and green shorts instead of purple shorts and green body.
Yeah, they inverted it.
They had like a Captain America, and then they had Thor. But Thor was a Valhalla Viking god who just shut down.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And so
damn.
Yeah, and so I always loved that because I was like, Thor would never just be this fucking hippie weed smoking guy.
He might, dude. Enough depression, he might.
I mean, we saw his depression.
We did see his depression. Yeah.
We saw Fat Thor.
We did see Fat Thor.
And a great Hagrid. Whoever that fucking Hagrid was.
That was fantastic. That was a really good Hagrid. at Comic-Con. What were the other really good costumes
A lot
we
of
saw?
laws.
There was a lot of laws. A lot of motherfuckers walk around in that law hat.
Samurai stormtrooper.
There was a samurai stormtrooper that was pretty dope.
Samurai
That's right. My favorite thing about that was that they had the shoot at a stormtrooper booth.
Yeah.
Where it was like $1 per Nerf dart.
Yeah.
If I had cash, I 100% would have walked up and dropped like a tenner in there and just fucking pop, 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 pop,
It's
pop.
really this easy.
Yeah. How are you missing these?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Hey, Mutombo, this was for you.
yeah. Oh, dude, I saw a man. I'm not going to be able to find it, and I might butcher the joke, but it's fine. It was a stand-up joke from some fucking dude on TikTok. It's not mine. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how when he was a kid, he would watch Mutombo. And he was like, man, this guy's a fucking superstar. He's 9 feet tall, and he plays basketball really well. And he's like, then I heard this story of Mutombo going into bars, and he would just walk in, and as he would walk into the bar, everyone would get quiet because a monster just walked in, and he would be like, who wants to sex Mutombo tonight? And he's like, and everyone would be quiet. And he's like, and one girl would raise her hand and be like, me, I would like to. And he's like, and she would go back to his apartment and proceed to sex Mutombo. And he's like, and when I was a kid, I was like, man, now that's it. That's the American dream. That's what I want. He's like, I was just a little Jew from Arizona, didn't want anything else other than to be Mutombo my whole life. And he's like, and now I look at it today, and what a fucking trendsetter. Like, that guy was like, he was doing things back in the 80s that we do today. Like, what a guy for getting consent. In a room full of people where it's undeniable. He came in and was like, who wants to fuck me? You? Say you want to fuck me. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke was really funny. I probably butchered the fuck out of it. I probably missed a couple punchlines, but I watched it and I was like, man, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Who wants to sex Mutombo? And then she would go, sex Mutombo.
To the girls at Sex Mutombo.
To the girls that sex Mutombo, long live the gay.